I have brought you today easy way to draw electron dot structure, which is again a part of your board paper and usually come for 2 to 3 marks. Calcium oxide, methane, carbon dioxide, ammonia, ethene, and sometimes they also ask you ethane or ethyne. Ammonia, it's a gas, it's a very pungent smelling gas. Now the best part about electron dot structures that you have to only pick the valence electrons. Hello people, welcome to the session. I am Rasita Sarsev and I take your chemistry sessions at a very prestigious platform of Physics Wala. I hope सब मस्त होंगे, स्वस्थ होंगे, सब चंगा चल रहा होगा. Everything is going awesome in your life. I know exams are nearby and this is the time when you are looking for very important questions, frequently asked questions, easy way to do that, easy way to do this. Isn't that right? So because of that, I have brought you today easy way to draw electron dot structure, which is again a part of your board paper and usually come for 2 to 3 marks. So as we are talking about the easy way to draw structures, why not we actually talk about the frequently asked electron dot structures, whether it's your ionic compound or covalent. So let's talk about most frequently asked electron dot structures. So these are the important ones: calcium oxide, methane, carbon dioxide, ammonia, ethene, and sometimes they also ask you ethane or ethyne. So now let's talk about certain rules that you need to follow while writing electron dot structures. Guys, there are certain pointers that your examiner look for while they are marking your electron dot structures, because that happens in a stepwise way. So yes, there is a stepwise marking which happens while they are checking the paper. Now let's say by chance your structure is wrong. At least there are certain places they should be able to give you marks. So for that, what you have to remember, while you're writing the formula, you should always pick up each element from the formula and mention their electronic configuration. Like for example, calcium oxide, CaO. Give the electronic configuration for calcium and then for oxygen. Now, if it's an ionic compound or covalent compound, based upon that, you have to follow other rules. So if it's an ionic compound, you always have to show the arrow for the transfer of electrons. If arrow is not present, straight away you're going to lose half to 1 marks for that. Now, if it's a covalent compound where mutual sharing of valence electron is happening, then you have to showcase by encircling the electrons like this. That I will be showing you in the further examples. So let's start with calcium oxide. So calcium oxide formula is CaO. You have to first write the electronic configuration. For that, you already know what are the atomic numbers and how to write the electronic configuration. You've already learned this in grade 9. So KLMN, I know this is basic thing, but that is very important. Atomic number 8 for oxygen, and then you have to write the electronic configuration. Now the best part about electron dot structures is that you have to only pick the valence electrons. Other electrons have no work in this. Only valence electrons comes in the picture. So while drawing electron dot structure, other advice that I would like to give you guys, please use dot and crosses for different elements. So if you're using cross for this, then try to use dot for the other one. Why I'm saying this, it's not mandatory, but as an experience comes, let me tell you one thing, that your examiner should have the clarity. The one who is giving you marks should have the total clarity of what exactly you're trying to do and what exactly you're trying to tell your examiner. So if you're putting dot here, then use cross there. It's completely up to you. Try not to use dots on both the side or crosses on both the side. It does not give a clear picture. Alright, so transfer of electrons, because it's the bond between metal and non-metal, it's an ionic bond. So transfer needs to be shown using arrow. This is important. Now, calcium after losing 2 electrons will become 2 positive, and oxygen after gaining 2 electrons complete their octet configuration, and now they are, and now they are 2 negative. Please put a square bracket here. That is the correct way to represent your answer. And lastly, it's calcium oxide. Let's try a few more. Ammonia. Now you should know the formula. If you're not aware about the formula, you cannot proceed with the question. It's important. Ammonia, it's a gas. It's a very pungent smelling gas. Ugh, really. Ammonia, formula is NH3, right? So it's a non-metal and a non-metal, and if a bond is formed between non-metal, there would be definitely mutual sharing of valence electrons. So let's start by writing the electronic configuration, and that is 2,5 for nitrogen, and hydrogen atomic number is 1, so its electronic configuration would be 1 in K shell. Now, how many hydrogens do we have? 3. So I'm just placing 3 hydrogens around nitrogen. Nitrogen has how many electrons? It has 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? 5 valence electrons. Every hydrogen has how many electrons? It has 1, 2, 3. Basically, each hydrogen has 1 electron in its valence shell. So 1 hydrogen for each hydrogen. Cool. Now, how many electrons does hydrogen require to complete its duplet and to attain stability? 1 more. And from where does it come? From here. So you have to show this for mutual sharing of electrons. And similarly, this one also requires 1 more to complete the duplet, and same case with the other. So now all hydrogens are quite happy and stabilized after they have completed their duplet. Now, nitrogen wants to complete their octet, and that can happen once they will share electrons too. So they already have 5 electrons, require just 3 electrons to complete their octet. So it's a mutual one, ek haath de, ek haath le types. So 5 electrons are already there, then taken by one of the hydrogens. 6, 7, and 8. So overall, nitrogen is also happy. So it's a mutual relationship now. 1 bond requires 2 electrons. 1 bond require 2 electrons. So it is having 3 covalent single bonds. So ammonia structure has 3 single covalent bond with lone pair of electron. What is lone pair? Lonely pair of electrons or unbonded shared pair of electrons. That's lone pair. So as you can see, there is 1 lone pair available here. Okay, next one, it's ethylene. Now what is ethylene? It's a common name used for ethene. Now we know what is ethene. CH2 double bond CH2, right? So you write the electronic configuration for carbon, which is 2, 4. Then write the electronic configuration for hydrogen, K shell mein 1 electron. Now, to draw this without any fuss or creating lot of mess, the easier way to draw this kind of complex structure is to place the elements first. There are 2 carbons, place them. Every carbon has 2 hydrogens attached to it. Just place them, right? Now put dot and cross. Hydrogen has 1 electron. Each hydrogen has 1 electron. Just put 1 electron. That's it. Every carbon has 4 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Each hydrogen requires 1 more electron to complete the duplet. So let's do it. So this hydrogen requires 1 more. So that's been shared. This hydrogen also requires 1 more. That has been shared. They both have completed their duplet. Same thing happening on this side. Duplet completed. This side, duplet completed. Please show this encircling to showcase the covalent bond or to showcase the sharing of electrons. Now, it's time for carbon to come in the picture. Carbon already has 4 electrons, require 4 more to complete the octet. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So, 8 octet is complete. But, what about the other carbon atoms? So, it's ek haath de, ek haath le. So, 4 electrons, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and voila, that's it. Now you have to make the bond. Please remember, 1 bond or single covalent bond requires 2 shared electrons. or one pair of electrons. So here it's one pair or two shared pair of electrons. So there is a single bond between carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen. Now there are 4 electrons here. So if 2 electrons make single bond, then 4 electrons were going to definitely make double bond. So there is a double bond between carbon and carbon, and that's it, done and dusted. We are here with a structure of ethene. Now you can create structures for ethane and ethine just like this, and still if you have any doubts or any questions, do let me know in the chat box. So that was it from my side, guys. This is me, Rashda Sarseva, starting off. Take care, stay safe, stay happy always, and फिर मिलेंगे चलते चलते in some other session. Bye bye.